A lot of people say they want their golf game to be more consistent. I think this is an unrealistic goal,
Okay.
because very few golfers consistently score within a narrow range of strokes. I think a better goal is to actually find peace with the inconsistencies in your game. With this mindset, you'll find yourself staying checked in all facets of the game, even when some are failing you. Most important, you'll find yourself grinding out scores on days when you otherwise would have blown up. I'll show you an example here at King's Links. It's my second round with a new set of sticks, and I'm returning from 80-degree days in California to 40 degrees and 4 layers of clothing back in the Pacific Northwest. The first swing of the day is terrible. In fact, I fought it with driver for most of the day.
Nice.
With 2 bad strikes so far, now it's time to lean on our short game. The plan is get it on the green
Ooh, it released.
and get out with no worse than a bogey. I didn't roll any practice putts and actually blew the first one by, but I do manage to clean it up for bogey. Putting it in play off the tee on a par 5 leaves you with a short par 4. And I'm hoping this one will trundle up to the green, but I'm left with about 40 in. I did some practice with the new wedges pre-round, and I'm nipping them clean so far.
Thanks.
I actually have a very makeable birdie putt here, but I'm never committed to the line.
Wow.
I actually sliced that putt, but I knock it home for par. This is stroke hole 1, and it often plays directly into wind.
That's not very good.
I only get about 190 yards out of it, and I leave myself this side hill lie. This was a pretty decent strike, and it's drawing towards the green,
Damn.
but it falls into a greenside bunker.
Thanks.
After
Thanks.
some really bad bunker play lately, I'm pretty happy to give myself a look at 4 here, and we'll have to settle with a bogey on stroke hole 1 as well. You'll see that my hybrid and wood strikes today are all over the place.
I'm so afraid of hooking these right now that that's the miss. I just block them.
So it's back to leaning on the short game,
That was so bad.
and I almost bladed that one, and I'm lucky that it holds the green.
Bad read, though.
The speed on the lag putting is okay, even if the read on that one was off, and we'll bang in another bogey. It's only 210 to carry these fairway bunkers,
It's not going to make it. Yeah, it's not going to make it.
and fatting one out of a bunker doesn't help our cause. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm just going to stay in it.
Is that short?
This is a makeable par putt, and I spent a second on the read here
Oh,
and almost knocked it home, but we'll take another bogey. The wind is howling out there, and it took my tee shot on 6 here for a bit of a ride. It winds up short in a greenside bunker,
thanks.
and I mentioned that I've been working on this lately, and it really seems to be paying off. And that's a good up and down.
Let's go.
I mentioned that you just have to put it in play off the tee on par 5s, but this is failing to do that. Horrible strike 1
Nice, Adam.
is followed by chunk 2, is followed by roping hook 3, followed by shank 4.
That was a shank. Shank.
Somehow we're left in a position here where we can just 2-putt and get out of here with bogey.
Oh.
And after hitting 4 terrible shots on this hole, I'm very happy to do so.
Better.
That's my first drive of the day with half respectable trajectory on it. And with an uphill line about 100 yards in, I grab an extra club but still miss it a bit short. And this effort with the flat stick leaves me with a tester for par. And you're getting the theme of the day so far. It's bad shots off the tee like this one,
Sweet.
and then leaning on the short game. The woods and hybrids are just all over the place, with snap hooks
Yeah.
and blocks in the mix. This is a tricky little up and down with the contours of this green, and I'll give myself a look.
Wow, this is such a makeable putt.
It starts with the positive self-talk, and I'm in a match with Alex, and this putt means quite a bit for the match.
I got to make this to put anything on you. Right edge.
I commit to a line, settle myself over the ball, and put a stroke on it. The rest is up to the golf gods, and this time they reward me. I was hitting the ball like crap on the front nine. My drives didn't leave me in position to hit the greens, and I only managed to hit 1 out of 9. But I didn't let it faze me. I stayed in every shot, and some tidy play around the greens kept that score way lower than it could have been. We're going to let our short game carry over momentum onto the back. And before teeing off on 10, I took a minute to gather myself, because I know if I can find even just marginally better strikes on the back, I can still reel in a score today. So far, so good. That's probably my best of the day so far.
Nice.
This one's a bad strike, but it actually manages to get up there.
That was just what I wanted there. Thin, 10 yards off the ground, cut.
And compared to my recent trip to California, where I was playing different greens virtually every round, the familiarity of having played this place over 50 times means that I'll make a lot of easy 2-putts. In the first hole of my very first video, I talked about hitting bad shots on par 5s and making pars. That's 2 bad shots so far on this par 5. And this one manages to find a bunker.
How brutal was that?
So that's 3 bad shots, and this makes 4. It rolls out a bit, and I'll take my time over this par putt, because you can still get out of a par 5 with the par with 4 bad shots.
That was the best, worst par of my life.
Our tee box is under repair, so we're playing this at closer to 400, and that's my normal driver trajectory.
It's my first good drive of the day. So I have 170 flag, but I'm just gonna aiming left and just want to hit a decent ball.
That's my first compressed iron all day.
Yeah, it was where I was aiming. Yeah. Long putt, but that's all I wanted.
If pros aren't taking aim at every flag, I'm certainly not aiming at that one from 170, over water and a set of bunkers. I'll rely on my lag putting, but for the first time all day, we miss one inside 6 feet, and we'll settle for bogey.
That was hit so badly. So badly.
This isn't a hard one, and this has become a strength of my game.
What a shot, dude.
It's an easy up and an easy down.
Nice par.
14 is playing directly into wind. And I get all of this drive, but it only goes about 240. And the same can be said for the 4-wood.
Thanks.
I took a good rip at it, and it goes about 190 yards. From wedge range, this one's on the flagstick.
Be the number. Oh, that's so brutal.
But it misses about a pace short.
Wow. Let me knock it in.
That's also a bit of a misread. But like I said, bad shots on par 5s, and you can still escape with pars. 15 is now playing downwind, and I give it a half swing with a 6-iron. It finds the green, but I'm in the heart of 3-putt territory here. It's a long, tough downhiller.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
I almost drain it, and I'm thrilled with the 2-putt here. Still playing downwind.
Thanks.
We're finally finding a bit of a groove with driver, and we'll have only 160 in.
Nice.
But these strikes are still evading us, and it's back to leaning on the short game. This is a smooth 3/4 swing with the lob wedge,
Might go in.
and it's one of the best I've hit in a long while. I'm so pleased with it that I guess I decided to come and give you a look at it.
Yeah, let me just knock it in.
Many a good score have come to an end on 17 and 18 at King's Links, but like I said, familiarity helps. I know exactly where I want to place my tee shot.
Thanks.
This one's at the pin, but actually almost threatens to fall back in the water.
Oh, wow. Bad read. Thought it was like a cup.
And some of my reads are failing me, but there's no problem tapping in for par. The driver swing is finally back in time for the 18th hole. The approach game, on the other hand,
It's over.
is not.
Oh!
But the golf gods smile on me, And that one skips out of the water.
Bite.
And I can still limit the damage here on 18. This one won't drop for me. But a bogey is fine. So somehow, someway, we ground out an 80 today, which is good for a 7.3 differential,
So
which
shut
is
up, too.
incidentally exactly my handicap. Here's a look at the card in
match,
its
bud.
entirety. We got off the tee a bit better on the back
Nice in
nine,
front of the camera. Good match, good match.
and with the short game holding strong, we were only 2 over on the back. Consistency may not have been the hallmark of this round, but accepting my game and continuing to grind added up to an 80.